Hello everyone, I hope everyone is safe and well. This is Adarsh Dattani. I'm the founder and CEO at Netensity Corporation. I want to thank everyone for taking the time today to join this webinar. Let's quickly go over a couple of things before we get started. Your audio is automatically muted when you join, so all attendees can hear the presentation clearly. You may use the Q&A feature at any time during the presentation to ask questions. My colleague David Fintel from our customer success team has volunteered to be the co-host today. Thank you, David. He will answer your questions on chat, and I will also pause intermittently to personally answer questions. I'm hoping you will find this webinar useful and you will be able to learn something new today. Today's presentation will be mainly focused on the newest release of the new Mover Survey mobile app and how to take advantage of all the new features for both virtual surveys and in-home estimates. We will go over the complete workflow, so some of this might be a bit of a repeat for our existing customers, but I will also highlight the new features in this latest release as we go along. For our attendees who are not Movegistics customers, the Mover Survey app is our flagship mobile app and one of our 5 mobile apps. The app works in tandem with the CRM, but also has incredible standalone and offline features that I will go over during the presentation. All right, let's first talk about why you should consider using the Mover Survey app and what are the benefits. Industry veterans who have been doing pre-move surveys for decades have told us that there are at least 4 characteristics for any good pre-move survey, whether the survey is done virtually or done on-site, whether it's done using a paper cube sheet or with the latest in technology. The first one is accuracy. Accuracy is perhaps the most important because if your pre-move survey is not accurate, then your estimate is likely not going to be accurate either, and you may end up underbidding or overbidding for the job. If you happen to underbid, then your crew may show unprepared. That could affect your job margins, and you may even end up with an unhappy customer. If you happen to overbid for the job, you may risk losing the job to a competitor. Next comes efficiency. Efficiency is just as important because you're multitasking when you are doing a survey. You're talking to the customer, answering their questions, taking notes, taking pictures, all while capturing the inventory in parallel. It is imperative that you are able to quickly take inventory of everything across various rooms. And then we have detail. As they say, the devil is in the detail. When doing a survey, you want to be able to capture every little detail possible so you can estimate the job accurately and make sure your crew is well prepared for the job when they arrive. You want to be able to take pictures, notes, measurements, and you also want to be able to notate any items that are excluded. It's a lot of information to capture in a short period of time. Lastly, we have information sharing. Information sharing is all about seamlessly sharing all the information you meticulously captured during the survey with your back office staff and your moving crew. You want to make sure that all your information, including your photos and notes, are available to the appropriate staff in sales, dispatching, and to your moving crew. The information is vital for scheduling, estimating labor and materials, and to ensure the crew carries the right supplies and equipment. If any information is lost or slips through the cracks, it could potentially affect your schedule, customer experience, job margins, or all of the above. This latest release of the Mover Survey app can help you complete surveys quickly by helping you quickly gather as much information as possible about the move and relaying that information seamlessly to your staff and crews so they have all of that at their fingertips when they arrive at the job site. All the information, including your survey photos and notes, is automatically available to the moving crew on their tablets without anybody having to touch a button or print a sheet of paper. You can really eliminate redundancies, and as your estimators get used to the app, you are able to go through and do your assessments faster, which gives them more time to focus on the quote and closing the sale. The app is going to help you eliminate human errors like omissions and miscalculations, mistakenly totaling up the weight incorrectly, or miscalculating carton counts for the quotes, those type of things. When actually booking the job, all of the courier packed materials and equipment automatically go to your estimate and to the work order. And then also data pushes straight through to the BOL app for job completion. As you use the app over time, you can continue to improve your cube sheet, essentially improve your items list, dial in your rooms, use the categories to just work exactly like you want it to work, and be as close to your traditional methods and knowledge as necessary. And then by using the app, you're also going to get incredible detail, room by room itemized inventories, also noting excluded items, which can be really important as well. You can take photos of the origin or destination. You can take photos or make notes at the item level or at the room level. And I'll go over all of this today. All information is updated real time. You can push information back and forth between the office and the app, and you have all historical information available at your fingertips. Next, and before we dive into the app, I will quickly go over some frequently asked questions. One question we get asked often is if the app can be used for both on-site and virtual surveys. Many businesses follow the traditional approach to do as many in-home estimates as possible. It is perhaps the best way to build rapport, present their services, and gain the confidence of the customer as a professional company and to be the best candidate for the job. Other businesses follow a more modern, hands-off approach of doing mostly virtual surveys. And then there are businesses that do a hybrid of both approaches, using virtual surveys for smaller moves and in-home estimates for high-revenue moves. There's also the challenge with the ongoing pandemic, where the customer may not be comfortable with an in-home estimate and a virtual survey might be the only alternative. The Mover Survey app can be effective with both methods. So let's take a look at what you need in order to be prepared for either type of survey. The app is available for download on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The app works on most all iPad models, and if you're using an Android tablet, you will need at least an 8-inch tablet. The app is not available on smartphones because of the limited screen real estate on smartphones. If you are not already a Movegistics customer, you will need to first sign up for the CRM to get access to the app. If you are doing an in-home estimate, all you need is your iPad or Android tablet. You can also use the app in offline or airplane mode. Just be sure to download the customer and survey appointment to your tablet prior to leaving your home or office. If you are doing a virtual survey, you have multiple options like Zoom, FaceTime, WhatsApp, or Skype, and you will need 2 devices. You will need your primary iPad or tablet and one additional device such as your computer, another iPad or tablet, or a smartphone, depending upon what tool you're using for your video call with the customer. There are huge advantages of using the Mover Survey app to generate your inventories. It's one-time data entry that actually does a two-way sync between the CRM and the app. If you enter the data in the CRM, it's going to pass through to the app. If you enter data on the app, it's going to pass back to the CRM. You have several options when it comes to how you use the app. You can start in the CRM or in the app. So there's really a lot of flexibility and just a lot of advantages. And I'm going to go over some workflows or options here to show you what I'm talking about. So this is the first workflow. You see 2 boxes on my screen. The box on top is the CRM. The box on the bottom is your tablet. So you could start by creating a new opportunity in the CRM. You could schedule the appointment in the CRM and then complete the survey in the app and also send the estimate to the customer using the browser in the app. So that's your first workflow. The second option is you can do all of this inside the app. You can create a new opportunity, schedule the survey, complete it, and also send it using your browser. The third workflow is you could create a new opportunity and schedule an appointment in the CRM, complete the survey in the app, and then come back to your office and send the estimate from your computer. And lastly, this is more of a rare scenario, but it is possible. You could do all of the first 3 steps in the app and just send the estimate from the computer in your office or home. All right, so let's dive into the app now. I'm going to switch over to my tablet. So I'm logged into the Mover Survey app right now. And on the left side, you see two tabs. The My Surveys tab is going to show all the surveys assigned to me. And then the All Opportunities tab is going to show me all the opportunities in Movegistics. As I was saying earlier, this app syncs real time. So you can see all your data over here as well. You can also use the search filter on the top right to search for customers in the app. All right, and now before I jump into the actual survey, a few other things I want to show you. You can add a customer from right here in the tablet on top where you see the green Add Customer button. So you don't even have to do it from the CRM. You can, if you're out and about, you get a lead, you can add it right here. Likewise, you can also schedule the survey for the customer right here on the bottom right by clicking on the Add Survey button. And then we also have a calendar right here on the app. The calendar is pretty robust. It is going to show you everything you see in Movegistics, including your jobs, survey appointments, and events. It also shows you your availability, how many men and trucks you have on any given day. And then you can also filter by let's say you just want to see all your surveys and nothing else. So you can do a filter as well. There you go. And then going back to the home, next let me quickly show you our completed surveys section. So this is going to show you any surveys you have completed on your own. In case you need to go back and check what you did earlier in the week, this is where you would go. And then we have a settings option in the bottom. So if you click on settings, the most frequently used option here is going to be synchronize data. So the app automatically synchronizes data. If you don't log out, if you stay logged into the app, we recommend doing synchronized data once every morning so that the app can get the latest rooms, items, and categories from the server into the app for you. On the right side, you will see any surveys that have been scheduled. In this case, if I click on John Doe, you should see that I have a survey scheduled. There you go. On the right side, you see on top the customer's profile, contact info, and below that you see the survey. Now on the right side, I'm going to click on the arrow across from John Doe and it'll open the customer information for me. This is similar to what you have in Movegistics. You have the origin and destination. You have your addresses here. You can see the addresses. I can also see any extra stops. I can add any addresses. I can also take pictures of the origin or destination. And then typically you don't take pictures of the destination, but you could always go to a site like Zillow to download a photo and upload it over here. You can also now take notes at the address level and then add any additional stops, make changes to the addresses. And then moving on to the move schedule, you will see the job activity, the job date, time. So this is your first chance to build out the work order from inside the app. Again, same functionality as what you would find in the CRM. And then the move info is going to show you things like whether they need storage, whether they need packing, the size of the move, a ballpark size. You can make changes to all that as well right here by clicking on this pencil. And then we have a full activity log over here. So you can, before you head out for the appointment, you can look at all the call logs, all the notes, any previously completed surveys. Talking of which, in this new release, we have a feature where you could do a rough inventory over the phone in the CRM, and that will push through to the app, and you can use that as the starting point for your on-site survey if you need to. You can also look at any past estimates sent, any notifications, and all of that good stuff. You can also look at any customer comments if they were provided. All right, now I'm going to jump into the survey and show you how easy it is to put together a survey. All right, so now I'm in the survey details screen. I'm going to click on the green plus next to show signature. That takes me to the inventory screen. And this screen is set up in a very intuitive way. On the left side, you see all your rooms. On the right side, you see all your items. So the idea is you would select a particular room and then it'll show all the items on the right side. Now on the right side, you will notice we have some tabs. You start with all items. The all items tab is going to show you all the items in your inventory. And then the room tab is only going to show you items in that particular room. The CP tab is going to show you all your career packed items. The PBO tab is going to show you all your PBOs, packed by owner items. The category tab is a cool feature. The idea is if you are doing a survey, you walk into a room and you find an item there that you don't normally expect to find, right? So you find let's say an exercise bike or an elliptical in the master bedroom. So instead of having to switch over and add a custom item, you can quickly flip to category, and then you will see here there's different categories. I can simply go to exercise equipment and I can add my exercise bike from right here. These categories are all customizable. You can create your own categories, your own items inside those categories. So what I'm showing you is just one way, an example setup, right? So you can have appliances. There you go with all your appliances. You can have your bedrooms, your bulky items. Let's say, we have a baby grand piano. I can add that. And this is also a good time to show you another new feature in this release. I can actually see the materials and equipment I have linked to this item. So if I'm moving the baby grand piano, I know that I need certain tools and equipment. I need the crew to carry certain tools and equipment. So I can simply click on this arrow and it's going to show me I need the piano board, my all-terrain dolly, my piano stand, and tools like rubber mallet and whatnot. All that is set up in the CRM. So now what's going to happen is when I add this item to the inventory, all these items and tools will automatically get added to the work order. So the crew will be prepared and take these items with them. All right, so I think one other use for categories is a lot of times the customer will exclude certain things. So you can create a category called excluded groups. Here's an example, right? I'm on the living room and the customer is telling me, you know what, I don't want to ship any of the wall hangings. So I can simply click on excluded all wall hangings and it goes down. So I have it documented in my inventory that the wall hangings are not gone. So you get the idea. You can get creative and use any of these categories accordingly. All right, so that's, like I said, that's a pretty powerful and neat feature. Now, you can create a custom item. Again, if you come across an item, let's say you're coming across a pinball machine for the third time in the family room, then you can simply click on this plus and you can create a custom item, and you can even click save permanently and select the items you want to save it to permanently so that the next time it shows up when you're doing a survey. So that does let you add items and save them permanently. Likewise, another new feature in this release is you can create custom rooms. So you can add a new room and again, you can save it permanently, as well as you can import items from another room as well. So when you're creating the new room, so let's say I'm creating a new room called Nook, and then I want to import all items from the family room. I can do that and I can click add room. And there, so the Nook's created, as you can see on top below the living room there. And if I click on Nook, it will have all the items that I imported from the family room. So I can quickly create custom rooms as well. And then on top, you see the note button. So when you're doing the survey, the customer is sharing a lot of information with you. So you want to be able to quickly take notes. And then as the customer gives you more information, you can come back here and append to the notes. Few other new features. So actually, let me add a couple items here. Let's say I go back to my living room, and also a good time to highlight the alphabetic index, the search bar on the for both the items and the rooms. That's you want to get used to that. It'll make your life very easy. Even when I was preparing for this demo, I don't do surveys every day. I was initially struggling, but when I practiced using this alphabetic index bar, it really made it a lot quicker and easier for me. So in this case, I'm going to add a sofa. So on the right side, I'm just going to click on S, and that brings up all the sofas. And then I'm going to click on sofa 3 cushion, for example, and there you go. Now, another new feature here in our latest release is you see the item is highlighted in green. So any items that are highlighted in green, it means the item has been added to the inventory. So that's the idea. And the same thing for the rooms as well. So if you look on the left side, the living room is also highlighted on green. And so that means that's also added to the inventory. So that's going to tell you, all right, I've covered the living room. I got items in there. Right? So next, I will show you a couple other things. So you see a clone icon next to the living room, right? That's also a new feature. Oftentimes, let's say if you're doing a survey, the customer has 4 or 5 bedrooms. Maybe 2 or 3 bedrooms are furnished in a similar way. Let's say they have a queen bed and 2 nightstands. And so instead of going to every single bedroom and adding those same items again, you could just add it once and clone it. So let me show you an example. So in this case, I am just going to go to bedroom 1, and then I will, let's say, look for my beds. There they are. I can say bed queen. And also I'm going to look for the tables, or we'll just say one small chest for it in this case. No, I'll just, we'll exclude that. I'll come to that in just a second. Maybe they have a small dresser and then 2 small nightstands. I can click on the item to add quantities. So if I wanted to add 2 nightstands, I just click 2 times, or down below where you see the nightstand small, I can use the plus and minus to adjust the quantities, or I can even click on that shipping column and adjust the quantity manually. So I can do it in different ways. But coming back to my example, so I've added a few items here. Now I'm just going to click on the clone icon next to bedroom 1. And it's going to ask me, copy items from bedroom 1 to which bedroom? So I can say copy it to bedroom 2, and there you go. It automatically copied everything from bedroom 1 to bedroom 2. So now I have the same items in bedroom 2. So that saved me time of adding these items all over again in bedroom 2. So it's a pretty useful feature. It could also be useful if you're doing an office survey for a commercial move and you have cubicles that are all set up identically. You can use this feature very effectively. Excuse me. All right, so now let's go in and maybe just add also some cartons here, CPs and PBOs. All right, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to shift my focus on the bottom half of my screen. And let me tell you what's going on over there. There's a lot going on the bottom half. All the items that you've added obviously are shown in the bottom. That's your inventory. The first tab, all groups, shows you everything across all rooms. So if you need to tell the customer and the customer is asking you, hey, are we getting close to a full truck? Let me know. So you can come back here and see what's the total weight and say, well, not quite yet. We're halfway there, right? And also another new feature for our customers who do commercial moves, the system will automatically calculate truckloads and show it over here. And also another new feature is now you will see counts. How many rooms you've got in the inventory, how many items are shipping, how many items are excluded, your CPs and PBOs. And you have that same information also at the room level. So if you need to go back and remove some items, to make way for other important items, you can look at the weight of each room and focus on rooms that have the larger weight for the customer. And then further down, you have all your items. You have all these columns. So now in our previous release, for our customers who have been using this app in this previous release, you will remember that we only had one column for shipping and just a flag to say if the item was excluded. Now, there was our customers gave us feedback. They told us that, well, sometimes our customers have certain items. Let's say they have 4 benches, 2 are going, but 2 are not going. So we need to be able to document that. So what we did is we separated the shipping and excluded columns now. So you can indicate the count of the items shipping and the count of items not shipping. So in this case, let's say the customer had 2 sofas. One was shipping, one was not. So I can simply add it over here. One other neat feature we added in this release is if you want to exclude something, let's say in this case, they also have a bunk bed in this first bedroom, but that's not going. I can tap on the item and then press it or hold it, and it will automatically add it to the excluded list below. And all excluded items are highlighted in red, so you know they're excluded at a quick glance. And then you have your cubic feet and pounds, so you are able to obviously modify either one. And you can use this little refresh, the sync toggle, to use. Let me give you an example here. So if I need to modify the volume for the dresser, let's say I want to change it to 40 cubic feet, I can change it, and the system is not going to automatically change the weight based on what I entered unless I click on the sync. There you go. So when I click on the round refresh, then it will sync the weight. So now you can control it, because sometimes you don't want the system to automatically sync the volume and weight. For example, for boxes and any other extra heavy or super light items. All right, and then if you need to delete any items from the inventory, you would simply click on this trash icon and it will delete it for you. Next, you can also add pictures at the item level. So this is pretty cool. I can click on the photo icon and there we go. You can use your camera or the gallery. You can also add items, right? Item notes at the item level. So you can click on the note icon, which is next to the picture icon, and you can add your notes. There you go. Right? So likewise, you can also now in this new release, another new feature is you can take pictures at the room level and also take notes at the room level. So, to do that, you see the room names. The active room right now is living room. It's highlighted in green. To the left of it, you see an icon. That icon is for taking pictures. So you can use that icon to take pictures. To the right of that is the notes icon. You can use that to take notes at the room level. And also, you can update the room names using this pencil icon. So I went to bedroom 1 now. I'm clicking on that pencil icon, and I'm going to change that room name. There you go. So now bedroom 1 is Sam's bedroom, right? So that's the idea. And on top, you have a signature option. You can use that to have the customer as well as the sales rep sign. And then lastly, before I leave the screen, there are search options. You can search for rooms on the left side and even search for items on the right side. All right. I think I pretty much covered everything here. So I'm going to go back to the previous screen. And the inventory saves every time you switch rooms. So you can use this feature offline as well. And now I'm in the survey details screen. It's showing me the inventory in a view mode. So I can see the same information, but in a bigger screen. And I can see all my items here. Now, one other thing, if I want to add crating, so let's say I wanted to crate that piano. I'm just going to put in some random numbers. If I wanted to, I could also put in a rate, right? And I could also take a picture here and attach it. So I can also document my creating requirements. I can create multiple items if I need to. I can also add internal notes here. All these things with the CRM real time. And so now I'm going to come back and I have completed the inventory, and right here it'll show me the total volume weight as well as all my counts. So that's also a new feature. I don't have to go inside the survey to see all my counts. I can see them right here. Another scenario, oftentimes customers are gonna want to ask you for more than one quote. Hey, Adarsh, can you give me a quote with packing and without packing, right? For example. So we have a clone feature, which is pretty cool. So if you see here on the survey, on the right side, just below the red trash, there's a clone icon. I can click on that and it'll ask me if I want to duplicate the survey with the inventory or without the inventory. So in this case, I'm going to say with inventory. And now it created a duplicate survey. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside this survey and I'm going to change the name. And this one I'm going to say no packing. There we go. And then I'll just save that. So now you see the survey name changed to John Doe, no packing. And the one above is John Doe. I could change that to say full pack if I wanted to. So let me go into the survey now. So because I cloned it, I have all the items. Now all I need to do is simply go inside the survey and just delete any, there you go, delete any, packing items, which I added, which is what I'm doing right here, and then save it. And that's it. So now I have two surveys, one with packing and one without packing. So I've done the survey, I'm done with it. Now the next step is to send the estimate, right? So if you recall from the workflows I showed earlier, you have two options at this point. You can either send out the estimate from your car at the job site or from inside the residence by exiting the app and then going into your browser. All right, so I prefer to switch to landscape mode. It's just better, more screen real estate, just shows better. All right, so I'm inside the customer's file now, and if I scroll down, I should be able to see my inventory right here. If you notice, it is showing me the latest inventory, the duplicated one with no packing. If I don't want that one to be the active inventory, I can simply update my move info, and then I can change the active survey to the first one. There we go. And then the rest is the same process. You already know that. You would go to the estimate tab, put together your estimate, and send it to the customer. So at this point, I'm going to switch over to my computer so I can show you a couple other things. I'm going to stop sharing on my tablet. I have now switched over to the CRM on my computer so I can show you a few other things. Let me first go to the Photos tab. And you will see that we have the photos, the origin photo, the destination photo. We even have our room photo. And there's our item photos. And then we also have our creating photo. And then also, let me show you, if I go to my estimate, I can select a survey. So there are the two surveys, or the two cube sheets. One was the original one and the other one was without packing. So let me select the original one. And then if I go to the packing section, you will see that the cartons, the CP cartons that I added in the cube sheet are automatically carried over to the estimate. I can, of course, make more changes here if I need to, or add more materials. And then if I book this move, and if I look at my work order, I will see that all my supplies for the piano have already been added to the work order. So my crew knows that they need to take this equipment along with them. And even my materials, the cartons, have been carried over to the work order, so the crew is well prepared. I'm now going to quickly switch over to our Mover BOL app to show you more about the information sharing aspect that I was talking about earlier. So now I'm logged in as the crew lead into our BOL app, which is really our crew app, and I am either preparing for the move or I've arrived at the job site. So I'm going to go inside the move, and then if I go inside the walkthrough section, and if I go to the list of articles, I automatically see all the items that were captured during the pre-move survey. So that's one thing. And then if I go to the photos section of the walkthrough, I can actually see all the photos that the surveyor took right here. I can look at the origin photos, the destination photos, the inventory photos, and also the creating photos. So that hopefully gives you an idea of how information is shared seamlessly across the CRM and our mobile apps, so that everybody in the team, in the staff, has access to the latest information on their fingertips. Now, one last thing is when you schedule a survey, whether you do it from the CRM or from the app, you have the option of automatically sending an email or text to the customer and the surveyor as well. Many of you who are using the app already are aware of that. And the survey gets added to the calendar in Movegistics. And if you have Google Calendar sync set up, it also syncs to your Google Calendar. And then you can also notate this as a virtual survey, in which case it'll call it out as a virtual survey in your calendar. And we also have a separate email template for the virtual survey. So you can actually just configure or set up that email template to have your Zoom link or whatever it is, right? So that way, that's a whole separate email template that automatically includes the information you need. All right, so I think I covered a lot. That's pretty much everything I wanted to go over. At this point, I'm going to stop and see if there are any questions. David, do we have any questions?
Okay, the question we have is from Mario. It says, what is the best way to account for weight if you have two surveys, one with a full pack and the other all PBO?
I'm not sure I follow the question. So the weight's calculated based on the weight of each individual item. So if you want to factor in weight, you want to make sure that both your PBO and your CPs have the volume and weight set up. So 4.5 cubic feet or 3 cubic feet, which would be, 50 pounds, 40 pounds, however you want to set it up. So regardless of whether it's a PBO or CP, you have your load weight. I'm not sure if I answered your question, Mario. All right. I see one more question. Okay, so the shipper wants to switch the survey with the cartons that were notated as CP converted to PBO, not remove the cartons altogether. So you have two options there. You can simply delete the CPs and add the PBOs in that active survey, or if the shipper wants both options, then you can leave the original survey intact and you can clone it just like how I showed you. And in the clone survey, you can delete the CPs and add the PBOs. Okay, we have a question from Markov. If I have, say, only 1,000 pounds but want to charge a 3,500 pound minimum, can I amend the inventory to show just the 3,500 pounds and not the actual lesser weight? That's a great question, Mark. Yes, you can. You have full control of what you want to show in the estimate. So since I already am, sharing my screen here from the CRM, you would simply go to your estimates preview screen and you can adjust it to show whatever you need to. I would have to save the pricing. Let me quickly do that so I can show you an example. All right, there we go. So let's say this is your estimate, right? And here's your weight. So this is coming based on actual. So if this was the lesser of 1,000 pounds and you want to show 3,500 pounds, you could do just that right there. And so you're showing 3,500 pounds right here, but then you also have your inventory down below here. And then you can change it over here as well. So you can change this before you send it to the customer if that's what you're asking. You're welcome, Maria. And I saw a question, David, that you answered earlier. I thought that was also a good question. Can I get to a map from the address if in my car? Yes, you can. In the app, there's a Google Map icon where you go to the customer info, to the address screen. If you click on that, it'll open up Google Maps. Great. Any other questions? All right, Mario confirmed he can see the screen. Thank you, Jordan, as well. Thank you, Tracy. All right. If there's no other questions, then I think we can wrap this up. We get everybody gets 10 minutes back. I just also want to say we are offering a 30-day free trial of the Mover Survey app for Movegistics customers. And I just can't stress enough how great of a tool this is and how much benefit your salespeople can get out of it. Your office staff and your workers will also benefit with this level of detailed information that you provide to them. It's invaluable for them to show up completely prepared and just knock that job out of the park. And so let me also share some email addresses here if anybody needs to contact us for further questions. So you can please use the email addresses on the screen there. With that, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for your time today. Most importantly, thank you for your business. We wish you all the best during these challenging times. Stay well and stay safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.